back. Today we got a little versus video. We're going to do lock grips versus cool hand gear. Now I know what you're thinking. There's not a lot of difference in grips, so how are you going to do a versus on it? I know there's not much, but I'm going to show you a couple of things. So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you about what grips I got here. Okay, the first set of grips we got here are for the CZ75. The second ones we got here are for the Brita 92FS. And then the third group we got here are for the 1911. Now there's not really much to do to compare grips. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the textures on them. I'm going to weigh them to give you a weight measurement. And then I got them on the guns, and we're going to do a fitment test. And then I'll tell you a little bit more at the end. Okay, as for texture, if you're looking for something real aggressive, lock grips have the bogies here. These ones are for the CZ75. And these ones are for the Brita. Now the ones for the CZ75, these ones are really aggressive. The other day I actually brushed my knuckle across them by accident, and it actually tore some skin off my knuckle. So they are kind of aggressive on those. These ones for the Brita 92FS don't seem like they're as aggressive as these, but it's the same design. And then for the 1911 ones, these are the Roughnecks. And these ones got some good texture to them too, but they're not as grippy as the bogies. Now as for the cool hand gear ones, they don't really have names for their textures that I could find. And I would say the texture like on the three I got here, they're like a medium texture. They're not too aggressive, but they're not slippery either. They're just kind of like a nice in-between kind of one. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh them right now. And one thing I'm worried about is with the bogies from lock grips are the palm swells, so they might be a little bit heavier. So let's go ahead and throw these on. Just in case you guys can't see it, I'll call out the number. These are 1 ounce. So let's go ahead and put the cool hand grips on. They are 0.9 ounces. So let's go ahead and we're going to try the Brita 92FS ones. Okay, so we got the Brita 92FS ones out. So let's go ahead and we're going to put the lock grips ones on. And those ones are 0.9 ounces. Then cool hand grips, they're 0.8 ounce. So let's go ahead and get the 1911 ones out. Okay, so we got the 1911 grips out. So we'll go ahead and we'll get the lock grip here. And that's coming in at exactly 1 ounce. And the cool hand grips, it's coming in at 1.1. So as you can see, the weight of them is very close. So nobody really gets an edge there. So let's move on to something else. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to take a look at fitment on the guns. First we'll start with the CZ75. What it is I got the lock grips on one side, and then I got the cool hand grips on the other. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lock grip side real quick. Look along the edges here. Fitment all looks all good. Here up on top it looks good. Along the sides it looks pretty good. And on the bottom here it looks all pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cool hand side. Cool hand side, we can see everything looks pretty good. About the only thing I see is there's a gap right there. The lock grip one, it's totally filled, and then on the cool hand gear it's not. Some people might not care about that, but I wanted to point it out to you. Next thing I want to see is if they slide around, and these are not budging, pushing up and down, trying to wiggle them. That's pretty good. Flip it over to the lock grip side, push up and down, wiggle them around, they're not moving. So that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Brita. Okay, so now we're going to look at the Brita. This side is the lock grip side. And we're going to look. And as we look down the sides and everything, fitment on this one looks pretty good. So wiggle it back and forth and don't move up and down. Nothing on that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cool hand side. Looking at the cool hand side, looks pretty good. I'd say there's absolutely no fitment issues at all with that. Wiggle up and down, no wiggle. Side to side, not much going on that one, so that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and get the 1911 out. Okay, so now we got the 1911 out, so we'll take a quick look at it again. And we'll check the fitment on this lock grip side. Everything's looking good on that. So we're going to flip it over here to the cool hand. And looks like pretty much the fitment is pretty good on that all the way around. Check on this side, you can just see a little bit of difference of the cuts, but nothing major on that. Wiggle up and down, side to side, no movement on the lock side. Go to the cool hand side, no movement or anything on those. So, let me give you my final thoughts. Okay, now what I want to talk about where these are made. Now, lock grips, these are made in the USA. They are made in Door, Michigan. So if you like buying your stuff that's made in America and you support American companies, lock grips, made in America. Cool hand grips, these things are made in China. So I'm going to leave that up to you. You know, if it don't bug you that these are made in China, go ahead and buy those. Because, you know, fitment wise, weight wise and everything, they are all about the same. So to me, that's one important thing. And then I got one other important thing too. The next thing I want to talk about is customer service. Now, as far as I know with Cool Hand Grips, what they have on their website, that's what you get. Now, with lock grips, you can get a whole lock grips and you can have grips custom made. You know, you just get with them, talk to them, tell you what you want, and they'll work with you. And even if you're not sure which grip you want to get or anything, you can call them up and talk to them, and they'll try to help you pick the right grip for you. So that's another big bonus too that goes to lock grips. Well, that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Alright, you're still watching. That means you watched all of my video. Thanks a lot, and I appreciate it. So now I want you to do me another favor. Go ahead and check the links out down below, because in the links down below I got my Instagram, and on my Instagram I post a lot of pictures that you don't see on here, sometimes of upcoming projects. Now also I've got my Facebook page linked down there, Jesse B's Outdoor page, and on that link you'll see all the same great stuff that you see on Instagram, but also a lot of times I'll put some deals on there for you to check out. So go ahead and check my Facebook page out for that. And another cool thing is I got links down there for these kind of shirts. So if you like cool Second A and Patriot shirts, go ahead and check out those links and that'll send you right to them. Well, that's all I got for today, and I'll see y'all on the next one.